Hey Facebook friends, how you guys doing? I got some good response on that last video I did. I'm sorry for moving around like that. I got some good response, and what I want to do is help understand what is a good man. But since today's Sunday, I'll keep it in the biblical terms. Because that's just what we do on a Sunday, right? So let's go back on the board. So the last video I did, I talked about how a man is supposed to be behind, a good man. And then I really got on the ladies as far as saying, let me turn this thing down. Okay. All right. As far as training your young boys up to men and being a leader, if not a leader, then being somebody who's strong. But then I got some kickback and I was like, all right, what is a good man or whatever? So let's talk about what a good man really is. And let's use Genesis continuously. So as you know, on the last video, I talked about the man and then the woman and then the child, and how the man is supposed to be behind the woman and the children, because just in case the woman backs down on the woman, hey, what's going on, Emmanuel? Just in case the woman in the family falls backwards, the man is there to support the family. Okay, so if this baby then grows up and then becomes a man, that training, that if you're training the child up, what is that supposed to mean? How is that supposed to look? So what I wanted to do is talk a little bit about Genesis and God creating man, and then what does that creation and man look like? So let me pull it off because I got this stupid marker in my hand. So in context, one of the things that God did was, understandably so, he formed the man and then he breathed into his nostrils, making him a living soul. Then what he took him is in the eastern end of the Garden of Eden. And from the eastern end, he taught him everything. So the very first thing, mothers and dads, the very first thing you do with your kids is you train them up. You put them to school. Now, in Old Testament and New Testament and different cultures, how do you educate your children? Hey, what's going on? How do you educate your children? The idea of educating your kids is not necessarily letting the education system train your kids up, because you and I know there is no children going to high school or college, coming out of high school or college, knowing how to balance a budget, train up and take care of themselves at home. So the training comes in many, many areas. Socially, the training comes from you, the parent. How do you train up your own kids? If you don't know how to train up your own kids, then what are you leaving your kids to? Hey, how's it going? All right. So the first thing biblically God did was take Adam and put him in the Garden of Eden to teach him about his purpose. So in context, ladies and gentlemen, if you have kids, what are their purpose? What do they act like? What are their gifts? What do they want to become in their life? That's something that you really want to pay attention to. And then that's something you want to mature. Now, in context, in today's time, is so easy to train up a child the right way because of technology. And so let's say if my child is 5 or 6 years old, instead of letting them free on the social media and the phone, I'm going to guide them to whatever they want to become. If they want to be a pilot, for example, I'm going to guide them through YouTube, and I'm going to guide them through different programs about what does it mean to be a pilot. And then I'm going to take my child down to the airport and get them in a plane and let them become a pilot. Today's technology is we can guide our kids to teach them, to educate them, to become whatever they want in life. Okay, so that's the first thing to be a man. So let me put this on the board. So number one, education. Not all education is through school, even though the law says it, but education is everything. If you want to grow into something else, then you have to educate yourself. Number two, second thing you want a good man to do is work. How old can a child work? As young as 15, 16, contrary to belief. If you Google how many rich 16-year-olds out there, if you teach them about real estate, if you teach them about finances like stock market and things like that, they can actually become and make a lot of money. So even for our own selves, educate ourselves for the right position, and then from the education, put it to work, action. So that's the second thing. You put them to work. Then once they work, the second thing or the third thing is business. They have to take care of the business at hand. If they're not self-sufficient, then the fourth thing is woman. That's the fourth thing that God created. So God took man in the garden, took a man, Eastern education. I know this is backwards, so I'm sorry. Put him to work, started his own work, put him to work, teach him to work, business, do the work, and then he created woman. Now, in context, that is by root definition of a good man. And so if your man is educated, if he is working, if he's there in a business point of view, if he is there to support himself as well as the woman or the family, and then the woman comes along to be the helpmate in this whole process. So the strength of that category, education, work, business, and woman, that order, that strength of it determines the child growing up. Is he a leader versus is he just a normal guy, I guess you can say, an alpha versus somebody who just is going along to get along kind of guy. I'm not sure exactly what to call him. But anyway, if you find a guy like that, then you really want to capture him as best as you can, and then hey, how you guys doing? Capture him as best as you can, and then hold on to him. If you have a guy like that, then ladies, be mindful. If he is lacking, guys are lazy. Some guys are lazy. You have to motivate him to move forward. Now, the best motivation in this whole process, and let's go back to here, the best motivation for the family is goals. You two need to come together and set some goals. What is your future going to look like in 5 years? All right. You sit down, you map it out, get a vision board. What's a vision board? Let me go back to my other board here. And I know I showed you guys this before. So my vision board is different pictures, different things, what I'm looking for, a love. If I'm going to move on by the water, I'm gonna have this. If I'm going to be in the woods, I'm gonna have this. So if you devote yourself to an idea, no one can stop you, and you become something else entirely from where you begin. What's your mission? And that's the key. What is your mission for the family? So guys who are married, guys who are single, come together, find a goal of what you guys want in your life. Bring your family along, little junior, little female daughter. Get them involved, get them in educating, get them in part of the social media, get them learning to get them a part of the goal, contributing. So when they grow up, they get their education, they get their work, they start their business or whatever, then they can start focusing on relationships. And that is what I constitute, biblically constitute a good man, a strong man. And again, the good and the strong will determine on the characteristics and personality of the child themselves. So as parents, watch your kids. Are they leaders? Are they followers? But still guide them to the process of education, work, business, woman, point of view, and then bring them along with your own family goals, and that's how you can train up a child. That's just my 2 cents in it. And again, I'm outlining on that last video, the leader. Let me turn this thing around because it's better for me. The leader in the family is way back there. Not every child, not everybody is designed to be back there. These are the strength in the wolf component. The strength, again, is to help defend the weaker and the family. Okay? So in context, your child, train them up to whatever their personality, whatever their traits, but they still need to be educated. And again, education is not school. It's also what your goals and yourself. Put them to work. Business, if they're entrepreneurs, or business, meaning they have experience in their work. And then if there's a male, give them a woman, right? And if it's a woman, then they know this is the requirement for their man that they're going to be introduced. Either way, mother, husband, father, wife, whatever, get some goals, have a direction, the direction of your future will be nice. All right. So this is, like I said, the second part of that first video, and I hope this helps a lot of questions that was out there. And if you do have any more questions, comments, and concerns, I would be more than happy to hear from you. Go to my YouTube channel. I'm putting all the videos on my YouTube so you can see all the past and presents. Other than that, have a great Sunday. Have a great time. Call me, or not call me, but message me if you have any more questions, comments, concerns. Until next time, have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.